All right, welcome everybody. Please sit down in front of a map and do not move the maps. These maps are not your class's maps, and it doesn't matter which map you score. You'll need two things, a map to score and a pencil. So this is your freshman library orientation day 2, and we'll be scoring a random map from another class today. Your map should be oriented with the workroom in the top right corner. If your student did not draw a workroom, the letters WR are in the top right corner. So even if the map is upside down, keep it turned so the workroom is in the top right corner to make scoring easier. So if you moved your map or turned it around, please orient it again with the workroom in the top right corner or the letters WR in the top right corner if there is no workroom. All right, we're going to be scoring the maps together today for two reasons. Number one, you'll get a good review of the information we covered on day 1. And number 2, the maps will be scored in a timely way. So I know you guys will all do a really good job. Please be respectful and accurate. And the score you give this map will go into the student's grade book. So be really careful. We're going to be looking for the 18 things on the laminated sheet from day 1. The instructions were, draw a map with the 18 things clearly marked. So I know you remember doing that map the last time we were together. And here's just a little picture of what that sheet looked like. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be looking for is the workroom. So in the top right corner, if the student drew a workroom anywhere in this area, sometimes students abbreviate it WR, that's fine, but they had to have drawn the area and clearly marked it. You'll give them a check mark. So if they have a workroom in the top right corner, if the word is upside down, as long as they knew that that's where the workrooms were, you want to give them a check mark. If I wrote the letters WR on there and the student did not draw a workroom, can you give them a check mark? No, you cannot. So don't give them a check mark if they didn't draw the workroom. All right, the next area we're looking for is right underneath the workroom on the right-hand side of the paper, and it can be anywhere in that area. Your student should have drawn a biography section. If they did, please give them a check mark. If they did not, can you give them a check mark? No. Underneath the biography section is the nonfiction section. They could have just drawn a big square or rectangle, and that's fine. As long as it's labeled nonfiction and they know where the nonfiction section is, you're going to give them a check mark. The next area we're looking for is world languages. So world languages is along the wall underneath the windows. And if they have a world languages section labeled anywhere in that area, please give them a check mark. Next, we're looking for the pencil sharpener. So some students draw a picture of the pencil sharpener. Sometimes they abbreviate it PS. Sometimes they write out pencil sharpener. If they know where the pencil sharpener is, please give them a check mark. The next thing we were looking for is AP reading. So if they have the AP reading section clearly marked on their map, please give them a check mark. This big U-sized, U-shaped area in the library is the fiction section. So if your student drew the fiction section and labeled it, please give them a check mark. All right, next we're looking for reference. Reference is along the north wall of the library. And if they have the reference section clearly marked on the left side of the paper, please give them a check mark. Now we're looking for computers. So sometimes students get really creative and draw all the computers, but they didn't have to. So if they have a section for computers, big rectangle or an area, go ahead and give them a check mark. The next thing is my office. My office is in the top left corner. And if they have the office labeled and drawn on their map, please give them a check mark. Okay, the circulation desk is either L-shaped or sometimes it's round. That's where you check books in and check them out. So that circulation desk, if that's there, please give the student a check mark. And if they labeled the sign-in laptop, or they could have put a clipboard there or a sheet of paper or something like that, it's on the circulation desk. So if they have a sign-in there, please give them a check mark. Okay, we're moving over to the videos. So the videos are in the case behind the glass. And if they have videos anywhere sort of in this top area, go ahead and give them a check mark. Sometimes students put DVDs or movies or something like that. If they have any of those things, go ahead and give them a check mark. The talking books or audio books are underneath the videos, so they should be in this area as well. So if they have talking books or audio books, please give them a check mark. And then we have the new book section. So if your student labeled the new book section up here in the top central area of the library, please give them a check mark. Next is periodicals. Our magazines are over here to the right of the new books and to the left of where the workroom was. So if they have periodicals, please give them a check mark. Next, we're looking for the globes. So if your student drew globes, wrote globes, sometimes they're just a bunch of circles there. That's cool, as long as the student knows where the globes are. Go ahead and give them a check mark. And then, oh, I'm sorry, that was globes. And, oh, what's happening? All right, the oversized books. The very tippy top of the map should have the oversized books on it. If they have the oversized books there, please give them a check mark. All right, so now you're going to count up each of the check marks that you made. So you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Count up how many check marks there are on the paper, and turn the paper so that the student's name is in the top left corner. Then you're going to write the total number of check marks you made at the top of the paper near the student's name, like this. The student got 18 check marks, so I wrote an 18 up there in the top left area. And the word excellent. So here is the scoring grid. If your student got 18 check marks, 18 items correct, they got a score of 100. So you're going to write 18 excellent. If they got 17 correct, they got a 95. Great. If they got 16 correct, you can write 90. Very nice. 15 is an 85, which is good. If it's any other number, go ahead and write that there. But if it's 11 or below, I want you to write try again, because that student needs a little more support to know their way around the library. And we want to make sure everyone knows their way around the library. Fantastic. So you should all be familiar with where to find things in your school library now. And if you have any questions at all, please ask me, Mrs. Sullivan. And now you can pass the maps toward the screen for collection and take out your planner for our next activity.